Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You're not going to get rich by playing it safe. You're not going to escape the grind of living paycheck to paycheck by sticking with the status quo. If you want to stop being broke, if you want to truly get to a place where financial freedom isn't just a dream, but a reality, you need to make some serious changes in how you think, how you work, and how you live. It's not easy, but it's simple. And if you're not willing to pay the price, then stay where you are. But if you want something better, if you want to never be broke again, then listen up. First and foremost, you need to change your mindset about money. Stop thinking of it as this mysterious, elusive force that's always out of reach. The moment you believe that money is scarce, that it's hard to come by, or that you're not deserving of it, that's the moment you set yourself up for failure. Money is not the enemy. Money is a tool that works for you when you learn to work for it. When you stop seeing money as something you can't control and start seeing it as a resource you can harness, that's when the game changes. Shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you change how you think about money, you open up doors that were previously locked. But a change in mindset alone isn't enough. You need to develop a relentless work ethic. No one has ever gotten ahead by being lazy or by waiting for things to happen. You have to go after it with everything you've got. You have to outwork the competition. You have to put in the hours when others are sleeping, when they're taking it easy, when they're making excuses. If you want to break out of that cycle of being broke, you have to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an entrepreneur. Successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They work relentlessly, and they work with a purpose. They don't wait for opportunities to knock on the door. They build their own doors and create their own opportunities. If you're not putting in the effort, don't expect the results. You also need to invest in yourself. I'm not talking about buying the latest gadgets or living a lavish lifestyle. I'm talking about investing in your knowledge, your skills, your education. The greatest asset you have in this world is you. When you make the decision to constantly learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself, that's when you start building real wealth. Whether it's taking courses, reading books, learning from mentors, or developing new skills, you have to be constantly evolving. You're not going to break out of the poverty mindset if you're not committed to investing in who you are. And along with investing in yourself, you need to surround yourself with people who will elevate you. Find a network of people who are successful, who are striving for more, who push you to become better. A powerful network is one of the best investments you can make. But all the mindset changes, all the hard work, and all the investments in yourself won't mean anything if you're relying on a single income stream. You need to create multiple streams of income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Look for ways to generate income from different sources. It could be starting a side hustle, making investments that pay off over time, or launching a business. It doesn't matter where you start, as long as you're diversifying your income. No one ever became wealthy by relying on a single paycheck. The rich know this, and they use their multiple sources of income to build wealth, to weather economic storms, and to create financial freedom. If you're still depending on a single job or source of income, you're just one crisis away from being broke again. And let's not forget about risks. You've got to be willing to take calculated risks, smart risks. You can't make progress in life without stepping out of your comfort zone. But the key is to learn from every mistake, every failure, every setback. Failure is not the end of the road, it's simply part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Every time you fail, you get better. You learn more about yourself, about the world, and about what works. The rich don't shy away from failure, they embrace it. Because they understand that with every failure comes a lesson, and with every lesson, they get closer to success. If you're not willing to take risks, then you'll always be stuck in the same place. And if you're not learning from your failures, then you'll never get anywhere. So if you want to stop being broke, If you want to create a life of wealth and abundance, then you've got to change your mindset, work harder than you ever have before, invest in yourself, diversify your income, and take risks. It's not a matter of luck, it's a matter of doing the work. If you're ready to take responsibility for your life, to stop blaming circumstances or other people, and to take full ownership of your financial destiny, then there's nothing that can hold you back. The road to wealth starts with you, and it starts today. Your mindset about money is the most important thing you need to get right. If you ever hope to build lasting wealth, let me tell you this, most people grow up with the wrong idea about money. They think it's something to be afraid of, something that's out of their control, or something that only a few lucky people can have. And because they think like that, they keep themselves stuck in the same cycle year after year, struggling to make ends meet. But I'm here to tell you, if you ever want to stop being broke, if you want to create wealth, and if you want to change your life, you've got to first change how you think about money. Money isn't the enemy. It's not some magical force that's beyond your reach. It's simply a tool. It's a resource that, when understood and used correctly, can work for you. Money doesn't have any power of its own. It's what you do with it that makes the difference. Right now, you're looking at your financial situation and maybe you're thinking it's hopeless. But I promise you, it's not. The reason why most people stay broke is because they've been conditioned to see money in a negative light. They've been taught that it's something to fear, something that only the lucky ones get to experience. They've been taught that it's hard to come by, that there's not enough to go around. And so they live their lives in a constant state of scarcity, chasing just enough to get by instead of chasing abundance and opportunity. You can't keep thinking of money as something that's just for the fortunate few. That kind of thinking will trap you in a cycle of mediocrity. You've got to change your mindset. You've got to start thinking abundantly. There's more than enough money to go around. There's no shortage of opportunity, no shortage of potential. The only thing limiting you is your belief system. If you think money is something you'll never have, then you won't. But if you start thinking of money as a tool to create opportunity, to build your dreams, and to create freedom for yourself and others, then you'll start to see the doors open for you. The first step is realizing that money is a means to an end, not the end itself. It's not about collecting piles of cash. It's about using money to create more for yourself and those around you. Once you've shifted your mindset, you'll stop looking at money as something to be feared, and you'll start seeing it as a tool to build your future. You'll stop working for money and start making money work for you. You'll stop thinking small and start thinking big. You'll stop worrying about where the next paycheck is coming from and start thinking about how to make your money grow. The real wealth isn't in the paycheck, it's in the way you think about money, the way you make your money work, and the way you use it to create more wealth. And this doesn't come from a few lucky breaks or one big score. It comes from a mindset that says, I am worthy of abundance. I have the power to create wealth. I can use money as a tool to build a legacy. When you change your mindset about money, everything else changes. Suddenly, you'll stop seeing money as a problem and start seeing it as an opportunity. You'll stop living in fear of never having enough and start thinking about all the ways you can make your money grow. You'll stop playing small and start aiming for something greater. And let me tell you, that's when the magic happens. That's when you go from barely scraping by to thriving. That's when you go from being stuck in a cycle of struggle to living a life of abundance. It all starts in your mind. The next time you catch yourself thinking that money is something you'll never have, I want you to stop right there and reframe that thought. Instead of saying, I'll never have enough money, say, I am capable of creating as much money as I need to live the life I want. Instead of thinking, I'm just not lucky enough, think I am creating my own opportunities and they are coming to me every single day. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you can create. That shift in mindset will change everything. You'll start looking for ways to make money work for you instead of working for money. And once that happens, nothing will be able to stop you. It all comes down to how you think. The way you see money will determine whether you stay stuck in a life of struggle or whether you break free and build the wealth you deserve. So I want you to make the decision right now to change the way you think about money. Stop fearing it. Stop resenting it. Start using it as a tool. Start thinking abundantly and start taking action. If you can do that, you will never be broke again. Let me tell you something, success doesn't happen by accident. It's not something that falls into your lap or comes to you when you sit around waiting for the stars to align. No, success comes to those who are relentless, who are willing to work harder than anyone else. You have to develop a work ethic so strong, so unwavering, that nothing and no one can stop you. If you want to succeed, if you want to break free from the cycle of mediocrity, you need to develop a relentless work ethic. It's not about talent, it's about consistency. It's about dedication. It's about putting in the hours when everyone else is relaxing and pushing yourself beyond the limits that others set for themselves. Now, most people want success, but they don't want to pay the price for it. They want to skip the hard work, take shortcuts, and hope that one day they'll get lucky. But that's not how it works. I'm talking about developing a work ethic that drives you to wake up every day with purpose. You've got to wake up and attack the day no matter what. You have to go in with a mindset that says, this day is mine. I will give everything I've got to this day because I know that if I don't, I'm wasting time. Time is the one thing you can never get back, and if you waste it, you're just sabotaging your own future. A relentless work ethic means that you don't look for reasons to quit. You don't take the easy road. You don't settle for less than what you're capable of. Every time you think you can't push any further, you have to tell yourself, I'm just getting started. When everyone else is tired, you've got to find that extra gear and push through. When everyone else gives up, you have to keep going. That's what sets the successful apart from the rest. They don't give up when it gets tough. They don't stop when things get hard. They rise to the challenge and keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles. But here's the thing, it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about being strategic with your time and energy. Working hard without purpose is just wasting time. You have to have a plan. You have to have a vision. You have to know exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. That's what makes a work ethic unstoppable. When your actions are aligned with your goals, when your efforts are focused on the bigger picture, that's when you start seeing real results. And the more you do this, the more you create momentum. And momentum is a powerful thing. It keeps you going when everything else around you wants to pull you down. But let me tell you something else. Relentless work ethic isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become in the process. The person you become when you push through the tough times, when you put in the work, even when no one is watching, when you sacrifice your time and energy for your dreams, that person is the one who will succeed. The discipline you build in the process, the resilience you develop, the strength that comes from enduring the hardships, all of that shapes you into someone who is capable of achieving greatness. It makes you someone who doesn't quit, who doesn't settle, and who understands that success is earned, not given. So if you want success, you've got to commit to relentless work. You have to commit to giving everything you've got, day in and day out. You can't wait for the right moment or hope that it will come easy. You've got to grind it out. You've got to be the hardest worker in the room. The truth is, success doesn't come to those who wish for it. It comes to those who go after it with everything they've got. So are you ready to work? Are you ready to put in the effort day after day to build the life you want? Because if you are, there's nothing that can stop you. You've got what it takes, but you've got to be willing to put in the work. And once you do, you'll see the results. The grind never stops, and neither should you. Investing in yourself is the most important decision you will ever make. It's the one investment that guarantees returns that will never fade or depreciate with time. When you decide to invest in yourself, you are making the commitment to unlock your fullest potential, to harness the power within you, and to achieve greatness in ways you never thought possible. So many people spend their entire lives investing in things that don't matter: material possessions, fleeting pleasures, or trying to impress others without ever considering the greatest asset they have themselves. Think about it. When you invest in your education, your skills, and your personal growth, you're building a foundation that no one can take away from you. A degree may get you a job, but the knowledge you gain and the skills you acquire through continual self-investment will open doors that no degree ever could. Your experiences, the wisdom you've collected, the habits you've cultivated, and the mindset you've developed are the things that will sustain you. The world will change, technology will evolve, and industries will rise and fall. But the investment you make in your own capabilities is something that will serve you for the rest of your life. Now, this doesn't just mean going to school or taking courses. It means committing to your own development, whatever that looks like for you. It's the willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and to constantly evolve. It's about learning new skills, gaining new knowledge, and challenging the beliefs and limitations you've put on yourself. It's reading books, attending seminars, finding mentors, and pushing your boundaries. You see, success doesn't come from staying where you are. It comes from the ability to grow, adapt, and learn continuously. One of the most powerful investments you can make is in your own health, both mental and physical. When you take care of your body and mind, you're setting yourself up for a life of strength and resilience. And make no mistake, without your health, all the money, the success, the recognition in the world is worthless. But when you invest in your health by eating right, exercising, and practicing mindfulness, you are setting a powerful foundation for everything else in your life. You're ensuring that you have the energy, the clarity, and the vitality to take on whatever challenges come your way. But investment in yourself also means confronting your weaknesses and turning them into strengths. It's about understanding where you've been, acknowledging your flaws, and taking responsibility for your growth. Too many people avoid facing their weaknesses because they're afraid or uncomfortable. They want to stay in the familiar, in the safe space. But nothing grows in comfort. True growth comes when you face your fears, tackle your insecurities, and push past the barriers you've built in your own mind. When you invest in confronting these limitations, you take back control of your life and create an unshakable confidence that no external circumstance can touch. When you invest in yourself, you begin to see the world differently. You begin to recognize the opportunities around you, the ones you would have once missed or ignored. You stop being a passive observer and start becoming an active participant in your own destiny. Every skill you acquire, every new piece of knowledge you gain, and every healthy habit you adopt adds a layer of value to who you are as a person. You begin to realize that the most valuable thing in your life is not what you own, but who you have become. And as you grow, so does your ability to take on bigger challenges, tackle greater responsibilities, and reach higher levels of success. Investing in yourself means believing in your own worth. It means acknowledging that you are deserving of greatness, that your dreams are worth pursuing, and that your potential is limitless. Too often, people place their hopes and dreams in the hands of others, waiting for validation, waiting for permission, waiting for someone else to tell them they're ready. But the truth is, you don't need anyone else's approval to go after what you want. You already have everything inside of you to succeed. The key is recognizing that, committing to your own growth, and refusing to settle for anything less than your best. The world is full of distractions, full of people and circumstances trying to pull you away from your purpose. But when you choose to invest in yourself, you are taking a stand. You are saying that your dreams matter. You are saying that your growth, your future, and your success are the most important things to focus on. You are saying that you will not be distracted by the noise or deterred by setbacks. You will stay committed to your journey no matter how difficult it may seem. So take a moment and reflect on how you are investing in yourself right now. What are you doing to develop your skills, your mindset, and your health? What are you doing to create the best version of yourself? I don't wait for the perfect moment to start. The moment is now. Invest in your potential today and trust that the returns will be greater than you ever imagined. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today. Let me tell you something, relying on a single stream of income is the quickest way to stay stuck. In today's world, if you're serious about creating the life you deserve, about not just surviving, but thriving, you cannot afford to put all your eggs in one basket. You've got to think bigger. You've got to think multiple streams of income. Because here's the truth, relying on one source of income is dangerous. It's not just risky, it's foolish. Life throws curveballs. The economy shifts, jobs disappear, industries change, and before you know it, that steady paycheck you've been counting on is gone. And if all you have is that one stream, you're left with nothing. But if you've built multiple streams, if you've created several income sources, whether it's through a side hustle, investments, a business, or even something as simple as passive income, you're setting yourself up for success. You're creating security, you're building wealth, you're making yourself less vulnerable to whatever life throws at you. Think about this, the richest people in the world didn't get there by relying on one job or one business. They didn't sit around waiting for one opportunity to come their way. No, they were constantly thinking of new ways to generate income. Multiple businesses, real estate, stocks, investments, side projects. They had built wealth by putting their money to work in as many places as possible. And you know what the real secret is? It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about leveraging your time, your knowledge, and your skills to create income from different places. Each stream doesn't have to be massive on its own, but combined, they provide a steady flow of resources that can change your financial reality. Creating multiple streams of income isn't just about making more money, it's about financial freedom. It's about breaking free from the chains of a single paycheck and realizing that there are endless opportunities out there for you to tap into. You just have to be willing to go after them. Maybe it's starting a small online business. Maybe it's investing in real estate. Maybe it's freelancing or offering a skill you've mastered over the years. Whatever it is, don't sit on the sidelines waiting for someone else to hand you an opportunity. Go out there and create it yourself. And don't stop at one. Expand. Look for new opportunities. Use what you've built to fuel the next income stream. You don't have to be an expert at everything. You just need to get started. If you wait for everything to be perfect before you take action, you'll never move. You'll be stuck in the same place, wondering why everyone else is moving forward. The key is to start small and scale over time. Learn as you go. Make mistakes, learn from them, and keep growing. The more you diversify, the more you realize how much potential there is in the world. There are opportunities everywhere, and it's up to you to seize them. By creating multiple streams of income, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're in control of your financial future. You're putting yourself in a position where you don't have to rely on one job or one business to define your success. And you'll quickly realize that the more streams you create, the more options you have, the more freedom you gain, and the less stress you carry. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. To build wealth, to ensure your financial independence, you must actively seek out multiple income streams. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll realize that the world isn't as limited as it may seem. You've got everything you need to start building your empire right now. All it takes is the commitment to make it happen. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let uncertainty paralyze you. Start today and watch how quickly your financial landscape changes. Let me leave you with this. The path to financial independence and wealth isn't a straight line. It's built on choices, actions, and most importantly, multiple streams of income. You can no longer afford to rely on just one source of income. The world has changed, and with that change comes an endless array of opportunities for those who are willing to put in the work. Stop waiting for a miracle to happen. Be the miracle. Build what you need. Create your own financial safety net by diversifying your income streams and taking control of your future. Success doesn't come to those who sit idly by, waiting for things to happen. It comes to those who are willing to hustle, who are willing to look for opportunities, and most importantly, those who are ready to work smarter, not harder. So get out there, find what you're good at, and use that to your advantage. Make your money work for you and watch your financial freedom unfold. It's your time now, take it. Build those streams, create your wealth, and never stop growing. The future is in your hands.